Hey guys, my name is Wildkard and welcome back. Super Rugby Trans-Tasman Round 5, second game of the week, Brumbies versus Highlanders at home. Now, I'm not even mad anymore. I'm not mad. This was a really poor performance by the Brumbies. They had a nice play last week against Hurricanes, and it seems to be that the consistency has been a big issue for the Brumbies. They've had a really good game as Crusaders, and then they fell off for 2 weeks straight. And then they had a really good performance against the Hurricanes last week. And this week was pretty poor performance once again for the Brumbies. There seems to be maybe a bit of a culture issue at the team where, the players are not able to perform on a consistent basis. Something that the coach needs to look into potentially. And especially in the second half in this game, the Brumbies really just fell off a cliff. And the Highlanders did step up the pressure, but the Brumbies really didn't do that well. But I'm not even mad. After the Hurricanes Reds game, my two favorite Super Rugby teams played each other, and that was botched by the referee. I'm not even mad. I'm just gonna chill and watch some rugby, okay? So the game was pretty close at the start. Both teams were actually hammering each other left and right, and there was no signs of which team's gonna go get the first point for almost 20 minutes. Okay, and eventually the Brumbies, not 20 minutes, for about 14 minutes. Eventually, the Brumbies gets the first try, and it was looking pretty good. So there was a nice run by Simone. It was a nice, really series of offloads and runs. Nice runs by Simone. He offloaded to Ikitau, and then there was some really lovely hands between the players. There was a nice wide miss pass after a quick ball. There was this whole thing kind of started from halfway. Valentini, I think he touched the ball like 2 or 3 times. They're just building a lot of pressure, and eventually, there was a nice long wide pass to Ikitau, and it goes over for Brumbies' first try into the corner. It was really nice set of play, and they were talking about especially Valentini. He was just everywhere. He was just big man. He loves running the ball. And it was pretty good for Brumbies' first try, and it was quite entertaining. The Highlanders, however, strikes right back. This is what you can tell, the New Zealand teams are really good at striking back with just resilience. It's just resilience, being able to hit back right away as you concede points. So a few minutes later, the Brumbies were having issues exiting their own half from the kickoff, basically. There was a really bad exit. The Highlanders were able to secure the ball back in a pretty good position. They mounted off a bit of attack, and Brumbies gave away a penalty. And Highlanders decides to go for a line-out. They kick the ball out. The line-out comes in. I think this is the second line-out in the game. The first line-out Highlanders had earlier in the game that was pushed out by Brumbies. They set up a more pushed out by Brumbies. The ball went to the front. So for this line out, the Highlanders went to the back, all the way to the back, comes down, sets up for the maul. And now the Brumbies basically can't push the Highlanders out. The maul did go sideways a little bit. Eventually, the ball split in half. And Ash Dixon stayed intact, stayed controlled, and, managed the second half, the maul that was split away, managed it well, goes over for the first try for the Highlanders. It was very clinical, very nice, and first try for the Highlanders. First try for the Highlanders, yeah. And then it didn't take long for Highlanders to build up the next try. And you can see that Highlanders really lift intensity here. Aaron Smith gets his first try in Australia for over 5 years now, apparently. So I thought it was... And Aaron Smith played really, really, really well. There was a lot of the Highlanders were like working the short side. There was like a nice little decoy run, and one of the decoy runners looked like he was obstructing. But once again, like the Brumbies players didn't make an attempt to tackle. So the player was in a position to obstruct potentially, but none of the Brumbies players like ran into it and made an attempt to go through him to make a tackle. So that wasn't so no issue there. The Highlanders number 10 gets the ball. He did a bit of a show and go, and he passes the ball out to Nalaki on the wing. Nalaki basically runs through to runs down the sideline, made a nice 25 meters. Before he's about to get tackled, he offloads inside to support, and Aaron Smith was just full pace inside, gets the ball, cuts back in field, goes in under the post. 25 minutes in, second try for the Highlanders. Very, very, very good performance by Smith there, and a very nice, try by him as well. His first try in Australian soil over 5 years, and yeah, that was very, very nice for Highlanders. Highlanders now up 14 points to 5. The Brumbies missed their first conversion. The Lolosio is not playing, might be injured. I'm not actually 100% sure. So there was a replacement at 10, and he he missed the kick there. So Brumbies with 5 points to 14. However, Brumbies did manage to wrestle their way back for a try of their own. So it was kind of like tick for tack. The Brumbies were putting pressure on Highlanders and resulted in a penalty. So Brumbies went, okay, we're going to go for a maul. So Brumbies kicked the ball out and tries to retaliate the Brumbies maul with their own. Basically try to answer the maul from the first try, right? So Brumbies says, we can do the maul just like you. They set up a maul, and the first maul was stopped and got pushed back, and Highlanders just like swarmed over the maul. And it looked like it could have been a turnover for Highlanders. Like the one you just fell apart, Highlanders swarming over, because in a maul you have to seal the ball. If the ball doesn't come out for the team that brings in sets up the maul, it's a turnover, right? So the Highlanders swarms over it, the maul goes down, and then the referee says that so it was kind of weird. The maul kind of split and then went down. So the referee saying that the players changed their bind when the maul split from the Highlander side, and so it was a penalty again. So Brumbies got really lucky there, got the ball back. So they went for a second maul, and this time the maul sets up properly. They got really, really close to the try line, and then all the Brumbies backline start piling in. I think 4 players from the backline from the Brumbies start piling in the push, and eventually the Brumbies finally edged their way over the try line, and it was Lonergan that gets the ball, and he goes in for the try. So this is not a halfback. This was the hooker. I don't want to see his name wrong. What's his name? Nos Lonergan? Yeah, Nos. Is it Nos? Oh, Lachlan Lonergan, yeah. So Lachlan goes over. He gets the he gets his first try and second try for the Brumbies. And halftime score, and this time the kicker gets the conversion. So Brumbies are 12 points to 14. Game pretty close. Halftime 12 points 14. Game on second half. And unfortunately, that is where the game ended for the Brumbies. The second half of Brumbies was atrocious. Especially when the substitutions came on, everything just fell apart. It was, this was, the game ended for the Brumbies here. Second half, they didn't score a single point, and the Highlanders were dominating with relative ease for the second half. There was a lot of penalties given away, a lot of mistakes. The Brumbies lost 4 of their own lineouts. It was really, 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 really poor for the Brumbies in the second half. Anyway, the Highlanders starts off with a try at 46 minutes. So there was, I think what was happening was the Brumbies once again trying to, let's see what happened here. So the Highlanders were putting a lot of pressure on the Brumbies, and they were just like pounding the try line and getting over. Eventually, the Highlanders went over, but it was held up, or something. It was like held up or something. But I thought if it was a shot held up, it was a goal line dropout. I wasn't sure exactly what happened here. But eventually, the Highlanders got a scrum, a 5-meter attacking scrum. And they get in the scrum, and there was a lot of pressure. The Brumbies scrum's going backwards. And then the Aaron Smith picks up the ball at the back, and he takes a dart in the open side. He runs into the 10, and he just did a little dummy pass. He looked like he was just gonna pass the ball to the support runner, but he just did a dummy, and he stepped inside and went over for his second try. Brilliant sub by Smith. Second try for him, third try for the Highlanders, 46 minutes into the game. Okay, and then the pressure kept piling on. 10 minutes later, at 56th minute, there was another, Brumbies were under the pump again. More penalties given out. Highlanders opted for another line out. They kicked the ball out, 5 minutes line out. Ball comes in, they set up for it looked like they're setting up for a maul. Okay, so all the Brumbies are coming in for the maul. The ball comes down, the player at the back, kind of like fakes setting up more, and he just releases the feeds the ball out to Harmon. Harmon runs in, looks like he's gonna set up for more, takes the ball and just slips out the back, and then he runs in the blind side and crashes over for Highlanders' fourth try. 56th minute. That was a really brilliant move, and it's just like it was just like magic. You know, you look like they're all setting up for more. Brumbies thinks they're setting up for more. Everybody thinks they're setting up for more, watching at home. And suddenly the guy pops around a corner with the ball and he goes over. It was just, really beautiful to see this one. And that pang doesn't stop there. The pressure kept piling on for the Highlanders. A few minutes later, the Highlanders were on the offense again. Again, Brumbies were having issue exiting their own half. Highlanders were eventually able to get back inside Brumbies half, piling a lot of pressure on the Brumbies. And it was just like piling on, and they're getting really close. And Aaron Smith, he's played brilliantly this game. He gets the ball, and he knows exactly where the space is. He directs traffic really well. He just like looks up. There was a forward. He did one off. He runs it, takes a couple steps, and did a quick pass to one forward. That forward crashed ball, got like 2 meters away from the try line. He gets in, gets the ball out really quickly, and he looks across, and there was two players to his left. There was like a one player was, I can't remember who it was, but was like about 2 steps behind. And then there was another player, Tompkinson, who was literally 1 step away from the try line. He was just like crashing over the try line without the ball, basically. And Aaron Smith threw this pinpoint pass, cut out the player in the middle, straight into the breadbasket of Tompkinson, who's already like crashing over for the try. He gets the ball, just fell down, try time. That was just so accurate, so good from Aaron Smith. I was thinking that Aaron Smith might be benched for the All Blacks selection, but man, looking at that, he's still going to be starting. He's still the best. He's still the best in New Zealand. And that was just pinpoint accurate. Aaron Smith directing traffic left and right, getting the ball out super quick, and just setting the Brumbies going backwards all the way to the try line. And eventually he gets this pinpoint accurate pass to Tompkinson, and he goes over for a try. Just magnificent setup. And after this, things just got even worse for the Brumbies. Highlanders were not able to score a try, but Brumbies really wanted to score a try. But Highlanders currently has a bonus point. They really wanted to preserve that bonus point to give themselves the best opportunity to go into the finals, basically. And Brumbies kind of like try to spoil them. So for the last about 15 minutes, it's just Brumbies trying to stage attack and then just falling apart with penalties. Just on the breakdown, penalty games breakdown, And lineouts, they've lost 2 lineouts in about 5 minutes during this last 15 minutes of their own attacking lineouts. And there was one that was really, really critical where around 76 minute, where they're literally like, the Brumbies were 5 meters out with attacking lineout, and they just threw it away. Like, it was just, it was really, really poor to see. Eventually, around 78th minute, there was 2 minutes left. Aaron Smith is still on the field. He gets the ball, and this was about 40 meters from the Brumbies try line. He gets the ball. There's about 2 minutes left, right? Less than 2 minutes. It's like a minute and a half. And now that they're trying to prevent Brumbies from scoring a try, so you could have just like ran the clock down with a minute and a half. But Aaron Smith makes a bad decision, the only bad decision in the game, and it looked like he could potentially hurt his team as well. He tried a box kick from 40 meters out from Brumbies try line, so it's not really it's not really that bad of position in terms of attacking. So he does a box kick, and it was a really, really bad box kick. He goes straight up, comes down like 5 meters, not even 5 meters, and all the Highlanders players were just like offside because the ball went so short, it didn't go anywhere. So Brumbies gets a full-on penalty with a minute left on the clock, and then Aaron Smith gets subbed off. And Aaron Smith, as he's walking off, you can just see him. He's just like, oh boy, hopefully I didn't mess that up. Oh boy, that was not good. He looks so guilty. So he gets come off. So Brumbies has one last chance to attack. And Brumbies comes in. They start attacking. They kick the ball out. Sets up. They get this one line out. This is the final play for them. Luckily, they get this line out. So everything's looking good. The Brumbies attacking, getting closer and closer. 20 meters out, and there was about 10, 15 seconds left on the clock. And they're just outside the 22. And the Brumbies are not like doing okay. And for some reason, Tom Banks got the ball. He decides to do a grubber kick behind. If you wanted to get a try with 15 seconds left, you just keep going. He tries the grubber kick. The kick goes out the 5 meter line. Sure, there's a 5 meter line out for the Highlanders, but you just gave the ball away. Now you have to hope the Highlanders make a mistake to potentially get yourself for a position to score a try. That was really questionable decision by Tom Banks. I'm not even sure if the Brumbies were trying to score to deny a bonus point. Like, did they even know the bonus points in play? Not sure what's happening. He did not just grab a kick. If this grab a kick was done, any other point of the game would have been like, okay, because it's a 5 meter line out for the Highlanders, a defensive line out. So like, it's not already that bad. But the fact that it's 10 seconds left on the clock, and now Highlander has the ball back for a line out, and just have to kick it out after the line out to end the game, to win the game, it was really questionable. So Highlanders gets the line out, throws it in. It was a long pass straight to the back line, basically like. You just went far long, gets the Highlander, coming in, catches the ball, gets the ball back out from the ruck, kicked it out, game over. Yeah, really poor performance by the Brumbies, especially in the second half, just fell apart. First half was quite entertaining, actually. It was really back and forward, just really tight, really close. And the second half, I'm not sure if it's just because the substitutions came on, but the Brumbies didn't perform very well right from the get-go. And then when the subs came on, it just got even worse. So, yeah, the Brumbies really, really cracked, basically, in the second half. Fell apart. Australian rugby for you. Don't have the resilience to finish strong. That's that's Australian rugby. Typical Australian rugby. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. If you like my stuff, please subscribe. Thanks for all the people that subscribed to me in the last couple weeks. It's been really, really good. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the triple header. And have a good night, guys. Cheers.